This paper is about management zones by David Bullock, Brittany Edge, and Taro Nieno. There's a huge literature, hundreds of articles out there in the precision ag literature about management zones. But the problem with the literature, at least one real weakness, is that almost never do those papers say how management zones should be managed. So let's take a microeconomic perspective of this. Let's have a typical microeconomic maximization problem where P is the price of corn, F is a production function, N is nitrogen, C is field characteristics, W is the price of nitrogen. And if you take Ag Econ 101, you'll see a picture like this, and you'll see that the optimal place to produce the optimal nitrogen rate will be where the price ratio equals the slope of the response function. Okay, so to know maximizing profits, you need to know prices and you need to know the yield response function. The problem here with delineating a management zone by yield is that here zone A, right, has high yield but low nitrogen rate. Here zone B, so zone C has low yield but a higher nitrogen rate. There's no reason why response functions can't look like this. And so the whole yield-based recommendation scenario doesn't necessarily work. All right, it's not enough to delineate MZs by just clustering field characteristics. What you need to do is you need to get data that looks at what happens when you change management. Okay, because no matter how many drones we fly, if our data looks like this and we don't say vary the management variable, we're not going to be able to estimate curves through columns of data. So what's that mean? If the goal is to manage sites specifically, we need to generate data on how yield responds to different management strategies in different environments. We need this kind of data. Okay. An alternative is on-farm precision experimentation, such as those being run by the Data Intensive Farm Management Project. These are way bigger, way cheaper, and implemented by farmers on their own fields. Here's one. You see here that on a 71-acre Ohio farm, it was a UAN 28 nitrogen trial. You see the different targeted rates all over the field. You see here the as-applied rates, and so this really does work. We use precision ag to put in the trial, and you can even see how that's affecting yield. Also, you get this kind of data to think about how yield responds to nitrogen, and you can also do a lot of site-specific stuff with that. Okay, here is an example. We use some various methods to find real management zones, and those real management zones have different amounts of yield response. For example, here in zone 5, you see good yield response. This is to seed, and in zone 1, you don't. This is the kind of data you need. I want to invite everybody to the International Conference on Farm Precision Experimentation. The first 2 days are going to be about OFPE in practice, and that's for farmers and crop consultants. The next 2 days are going to be OFPE in theory. It's an academic conference. It's going to be in a very nice place, South Padre Island, Texas. Here's the website. If you'd like to know more, just send an email to me, David Bullock, University of Illinois. Thanks.